What is the inverse of a function? Now, if you are given this function f(x) equals 2x plus 1, you can use two key points to locate the corresponding graph for this function in the Cartesian plane. Okay, this point A, its coordinate 0, 1. Here, this is point A. B, -1/2, 0, right? That will say x coordinate equal to 0, y coordinate equal to 0. Then we can get the corresponding y coordinates and x coordinates. Then we get two key points, point A and B, on the graph of the original function. The inverse of a function is the reverse operation of the original function. That will say, here, y equals 2x plus 1. We use x in lowercase, y in lowercase to represent the corresponding x coordinate, y coordinate. You can assume this point on the original function's graph is x coordinate, y coordinate can be represented by x in lowercase, y in lowercase. Okay. The inverse of a function is to reverse the x coordinate and y coordinate. That is to say, we need to figure out the corresponding point. Its x coordinate should be y, its y coordinate should be x. Okay, that is to say, there is point P, the corresponding point P prime, P, x coordinate, y coordinate, the corresponding point P prime, the x coordinate should be the y coordinate should be the x. Okay, now you just need to understand this x as a value, as a specific number, this y as a value, a specific number. So this is a number representing the x coordinate of this point. This is a value representing the y coordinate of this point P prime. So if you generalize this number to x coordinate, generalize this number to y coordinates, we can use x in uppercase, y in uppercase to represent the corresponding x coordinate and y coordinate of point P prime. Okay, now this y equals 2x plus 1. So here, this y is 2x plus 1. This x is x, right? But you need to know, on the original function graph, this is point x, this is point P, x, comma, y. For this point, this x should be the y coordinate. That is to say, it should be the y coordinate of this point P prime. This y coordinate in the future should be the x coordinate of this P prime. So here, this distance equal to x, this distance should be equal to y. At this time, for point P prime, this y is on the x-axis. For this point P, this y, this number is on the y-axis. This equal to this, right? These two distances are equal to each other. Here, x, not here, it should be here. This x should be equal to this one. It should be x. So these two line segments are equal to each other. Okay, but you need to know this number is x coordinate for point P, but this number x is the y coordinate of point P prime, right? So this x should be this x. In fact, is the y coordinate for point P prime. So generalize the situation, we use y in uppercase to replace x. Here, it should be x coordinate, right? We use x in uppercase to represent 2x plus 1. But here, you need to know this x And this y, if we can figure out the relationship between this x and this y, we can figure out the corresponding relation of the inverse of the original function. So this y, and here, you know, this should be, this x should be 2y in uppercase plus 1 equals this x in uppercase. Then this y in uppercase equals x minus 1 over 2. Okay, so y equals this x minus 1 over 2, right? Because here x should be replaced by y. This should be replaced by this x. So this x should be replaced by this y in uppercase. Then we figure out x equals this. Then we can figure out this relationship between the x coordinate and y coordinate. The relationship that you say this is a specific number. This is a specific number, but in fact, here it should be x coordinate, it should be y coordinate. The relationship between these two coordinates can be described by this equation, right? In the Cartesian plane, if we want to figure out the graph of this relation, you can use 2 key points to locate the straight line for this relation. That you say the 2 key points should be 0, negative 1 over 2, comma, 0. X should be 1. So the corresponding point should be here. Here it is 1, comma, 0. Then we connect these 2 points to figure out the corresponding graph for this graph of the inverse of the original function. Okay, here it should be extended. Now, if we use y to replace the y in uppercase, we can figure out this straight line. That's it.